Have you ever wondered what would happen if an ordinary person caused a tragic road accident that took multiple lives? Would they spend years behind bars? Would they be forced to take responsibility immediately? Or would the story be completely different if they came from one of the most influential families in the country? Tonight's case is one of the most controversial stories in modern Thailand. A teenage driver, 9 lives lost, years of legal battles, and a nation asking the same question: was justice really served? This is the story of Prewa. Bangkok, Thailand, December 27th, 2010. What began as a normal evening quickly turned into one of the country's most infamous road tragedies. On an elevated tollway, a passenger van carrying students, university staff, and academics from Thammasat University was traveling toward its destination. At the same time, a white Honda Civic, driven by 16-year-old Orachorn Prewa, the Fasadin Na Ayodhya, was moving along the same route. Prewa was underage and legally too young to possess a driver's license. Moments later, her vehicle struck the rear of the van with tremendous force. The impact caused the van to lose control and crash into the tollway barrier. Several passengers were thrown from the vehicle during the incident. By the end of that night, 9 people had lost their lives, while others suffered severe injuries that would affect them for years. The tragedy shocked Thailand, but what happened afterward would make many people even angrier. Photos taken at the scene quickly spread across the country. One image in particular became impossible to forget. It appeared to show the teenage driver standing calmly near the crash site while using her phone. Whether fair or not, that image became a symbol. To many people, it represented a system where wealth and social status seemed to create a different set of rules. And Prewa was not from an ordinary family. She belonged to a well-known family carrying the prestigious Na Ayodhya name, a surname associated with Thailand's historical elite. Search 10. As public attention on process began. In court, prosecutors brought multiple charges. One allegation involved mobile phone use while driving. However, the court later dismissed that specific allegation due to insufficient evidence. It's 9. The remaining charges 2012, the court sentenced Prewa to prison for reckless driving resulting in fatalities. But the sentence was reduced and suspended. As a result, she did not serve time behind bars. She was also prohibited from driving until age 25 in order to perform community service. Cite turn search 9 turn search 7. For many, the outcome felt painfully inadequate. One of the most heartbreaking consequences of the tragedy was the suffering endured by the victims' families. Years passed. Medical bills continued. Funeral expenses remained a burden. Parents mourned children. Children grew up without parents. And survivors continued dealing with physical and emotional scars. Many believed the legal system had failed to deliver meaningful accountability. Then came another controversy. Civil courts ordered Prewa and her family to compensate the victims and their relatives. The compensation amounted to tens of millions of baht, with additional interest accumulated over the years. Cite turn search 8. Yet Akko years passed without payment being completed. Cite turn search 1 turn search 8. Some Sershayan, saying they had waited nearly a decade for justice. Cite turn search 1. The story returned to in 2019. Television programs interviewed victims' families. Their stories reignited public outrage. Social media exploded with criticism. People questioned how such a high-profile case could remain unresolved for so long. Cite turn search 1 turn search 5. As larger family publicly apologized and urged that compensation be paid. Cite turn search 5 turn search 6. Eventual crash. Compensation payments worth over 41 million baht were delivered through the court process. Cite turn search 5 turn search Vero. For some financial burdens. But for many, no amount of money could replace the people they had lost. Even today, the Prewa case remains one of Thailand's most discussed examples of privilege, accountability, and public pressure. Many people believe the final outcome happened not because the system worked perfectly, but because public attention never completely disappeared. The case became a reminder that justice delayed can often feel like justice denied. Lessons from this story. Before ending this video, it's important to remember why stories like this matter. This case is not about celebrating tragedy. It is not about glorifying reckless behavior. And it is certainly not about turning real human suffering into entertainment. Instead, there are several important lessons we can learn. One careless decision can change dozens of lives forever. A few seconds behind the wheel can create consequences that last decades. 2. Privilege does not remove responsibility. Money, family status, or social influence should never place anyone above accountability. 3. Every victim has a family. When a tragedy occurs, the suffering extends far beyond those directly involved. 4. Justice matters. A society functions best when people believe the law applies equally to everyone. 5. Never forget the human cost. Behind every headline are real people, real families, and real pain. If there is one thing this story teaches us, it is that responsibility is not measured by what happens in court. It is measured by what we do after our mistakes affect the lives of others. And sometimes, the greatest tragedy is not the accident itself. It is when those left behind spend years waiting to be heard.